How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lo4fs, and today I'm going to go and do this mission called Lost en Route. And yeah, I've basically got to drive down the main pass pretty much to the bottom of the island. I'm going to use the train tracks to cut along. You've got to grab 2 vehicle spare parts from there, and then I'm going to go through the sort of train station, loop round, across the wooden bridge I've built, and yeah, there's a Kodiak C70 that I've got to restore, and then I've also got to drop those pieces of cargo off. And as you can see, I originally set off with a ramped flatbed, 2 loafs, and a forklift. In the end, I kind of redid it again with this trailer. A couple of reasons why I did this setup in general. I mean, originally I wanted to take a forklift to attempt to get the service spare part or vehicle spare parts or whatever picked up and on the trailer. When I get back there though, it'll go back to the original playthrough. It was just using the ramped flatbed. It still feels like a complete anchor, and yeah, I was just going like ridiculously slow. It took about 10 or 12 minutes just to get down this road to the bottom, whereas like this run with the semi-trailer and just 2 loafs instead took about 5 minutes. The reason I'm bringing this setup, other than the fact that I like bringing loafs everywhere with me, is basically, like I said, I need to restore the Kodiak C70, but I also need to pick up some vehicle spare parts, and I didn't want to put all my eggs in the forklift basket, fortunately, because you'll see why. Yeah, so I'd like to bring a crane, but if I bring a crane and I put a sideboard bed on the back, I then can't tow a trailer, and yeah, I need to restore stuff as well. I could probably winch a maintenance trailer, but yeah, it's just, I didn't really want to do it like that. Obviously, if I put a maintenance trailer on or whatever, I can't tow a trailer, and I can't get the crane on. There was just like no kind of nice order to take the maintenance trailer with me as well, or a maintenance add-on. So yeah, in the end, originally I went with the ramped flatbed setup. This time I've gone with this setup because the trailer just feels a hell of a lot better and easier to drive, particularly through this map. Again, there seems to be increased terrain resistance stats on this map, like it's a bit over the top compared to some of the other maps. Like when I did the review with the Bandit the other day. That thing felt so much better all night, going across all the different maps, and then yeah, I've been messing around with it again tonight, and it just feels a little bit on this map. To be honest, this game's been a bit of a troll all night. I've been attempting quite a few missions, and I mean, I've got a few of them done and stuff, but I just wasn't really too happy with the results. There was kind of a lot of just all sorts of random trollish things, like trucks slipping off the trailer when they shouldn't really be doing it. I went to grab some fuel from a fuel station, and it gave me bricks instead, and then wouldn't give me fuel. The trailer, I tried the 8-slot trailer doing one of the conveyor belt restoration missions or whatever it's called. Yeah, the 8-slot just got stuck everywhere, like the legs just digging everything, so I was winching myself like over little bumps in the ground every 2 minutes, so I just wasn't too keen on that. Yeah, anyway, back to this. The reason why I'm bringing this setup is because, yeah, between these 2 loafs, I've got 600 repair points, which is more than any maintenance trailer or anything anyway. It's obviously not more than the van body trailer, but then if you bring that, I've got no fuel to top it up. You know, it's just one of those. It's a bit of a shame, really, with the maintenance add-on that it kind of cock-blocks you from being able to get a trailer as well, because that in itself would be a pretty nice setup. But yeah, I mean, that's where the game is a bit of a troll. When I've tried to restore stuff in the past, I remember the twin stair, there was a few other things that were the same. Say if your trailer can take 300 points or 350 points, they'll want 358 for no other reason than just to make you go and do the whole bloody journey again. Personally, I'm not too keen on that, because it just makes you feel like when you've done it, it's like, oh, I just didn't quite get there because I've now got to go and do the whole thing again. So it kind of makes your accomplishment feel a bit lessened. But yeah, I've learnt the hard way, so I'm kind of trying to be one step ahead of the game this time. Bring both loafs. I've got 600 repair points. I mean tyres, but I don't think I'll need. I've got about 8 or 12 tyres or whatever it is between them. Yeah, I've also got 240 fuel between them. About 400 fuel really, if you include the fuel tanks I've got as well. And as I'm able to pack them, that does stay at basically 80 litres each one. So yeah, long story short, it was just a setup where I was able. Like, once I get there, where I've got to pick the vehicle spare parts up, I'll just take one of the loafs out the trailer, and yeah, I can fit the vehicle spare parts in. You see the bricks there? I drove through here earlier with a Bandit and a trailer and all the rest of it, and yeah, went to get fuel, and it just packed bricks in there, and it was like, what the hell? And now I can't put the bricks back, and then when I kind of like recovered to the garage, whatever, came back later, I can get fuel. Yeah, there's just one lot of bricks there. I don't know where the hell I've stole them from or what the hell's going on, but I've just dropped them back off there for now. But obviously it won't bring a menu back up now, it's just a fuel station again, so according to it at the time, there is one lot of bricks left there, but I don't know if it's kind of jumping to a different place where I can get bricks and it's just glitching and being a bit weird. So anyway, this is now back to like the original playthrough when I was doing the mission. As I said, it just took about 12 minutes to get here, and there wasn't anything exciting going on, nothing ticked off or anything like that. It was just literally squeezing the trigger in first gear auto for the majority of it and going about this speed, if that. And yeah, it was just a little bit boring and like, yeah, nothing really different going on, at least with the semi-trailer. I was able to get up in high gear for quite a lot of it. And again, I kind of like that because it keeps the risk higher, makes my my attention levels need to remain higher in order for me not to crash and roll it or anything. Right now, I go to drop the ramps on the trailer, and there's no option there for dropping the ramps, even though I've clearly got ramps. That's another thing that it's been bugging and doing a bit weird tonight. So as soon as I even started the forklift up, it just slid sideways off the trailer. So fortunately, I got one of my loafs, and like I said, I was going to knock one of them off the trailer anyway to put the service or vehicle spare parts on. Goddamn horse for a vehicle, saves the day. And yeah, I was pretty happy with my situation though, loading the trailer and all the rest of it. Brought this, I thought, oh, this is cool, at least I've finally got sort of a chance to use the forklift properly. Drove forward, started to, I wasn't really looking now at the damage happening until about now. I was like, oh yeah, shit, the engine's dying. Thought I might be able to last, but then I was like, well, I don't know actually. It's got a pretty small, engine health. I think it's only 90 engine health it's got. And yeah, it doesn't take a hell of a lot to drown it. I nearly did like a sort of gameplay of the forklift tonight. I've been messing around with that as well, but I don't know whether to do that or just jump straight into like a review of it really, because I'll be driving it around all night anyway. So yeah, after all that effort, the forklift went 2 foot into the little pond and drowned. So again, thankfully, I didn't put all my eggs into that basket, and I brought a crane with me. This little muddy section is obviously a bit of a troll because well, I'd say as well, Rockman, as I said, he's back off holiday, and he's gone to town on the rocks in some places. And I've found a few more places tonight where, yeah, they've definitely gone over the top with the rocks. And they don't necessarily bother me, it's just an inevitability. It reduces you from like being able to go, say, in high range and motor along a road a bit, just to crawling extremely slowly over rocks, which is kind of like, okay, I know where this is going, but we're just going to have to sit here and watch it slowly happen. I know there is I think they've added a few more contracts onto Tame Air. I've not seen any other ones. Obviously we originally had the a couple of new contracts on Michigan anyway. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward. I might do them pretty soon, because yeah, overall, like, I actually really do like this map. I think it looks like a pretty cool map. They've got fairly varied terrain. They've got like, I like the hills, I like the water, all that element of it like is pretty cool. But then they've just kind of, yeah, ruined the map by making it all like, half of it is super mud, a good chunk of it is super snow, and yeah, it just drains a lot of like, it feels like a lot of the action out of it. It's just a little bit neutered then, and yeah, it's kind of stopping you from, particularly with the glitches and various bugs I've been having tonight, it's kind of like it stops you trying to bother thinking outside the box, even as far as crane rescues go. I was trying to lift, I think it was a loaf earlier with the Dan with the big crane on it, and it couldn't even get it off the floor. So I don't know how. And then, I mean, this was probably just me by now being impatient, particularly that I've just got this far and the forklift died in mere seconds. But for whatever reason, the cargo just couldn't sit the fuck on the trailer for about 6 attempts, but we eventually got it on there. Wasn't going to stop until it's done. This game was pushing its luck though. One thing that I have to say, I really do like the vehicle packing, like you know, that you can like, I could pack a couple of loaves on there. I was able to pack the forklift this time. I just lifted the forks up and put them like above the loaf in front of it. But yeah, I definitely think that is a pretty cool feature. I've been enjoying that. See again, more trolling. The train tracks. And again, I already know, it's like, I know what I'm going to do. It's easily beatable, especially with that tree sat there. But then the loaf slips off. Like, really, game? Must we go through all these hoops? But yes, apparently tonight we do. Like I said, that what was it, the conveyor belt mission or whatever, number 1 I think it was. I was kind of having relatively a good time on that. I took Dolphin out, I had an 8-slot trailer, I took a loaf with me, I got a nice little route planned, and then yeah, just constantly throughout the mission, the legs of the trailer were just getting stuck everywhere. They need to sort that 8-slot trailer out, to be honest. I like driving it around. I enjoy it as a trailer because it's massive and it's pretty cool to drive around, but it's way too, like, unless you're driving practically on a road, it just gets stuck on everything. So they need to calm it down, otherwise it's just no fun to drive. It's funny though, because then putting like a semi-trailer on this tonight, the semi-trailers look tiny now by comparison. I remember originally, I can't remember if I said it in a video or not, but I certainly remember thinking it, that it'd be pretty cool if they added like a 3 or a 4 slot semi-type trailer. And yeah, now looking at the 5 slot, it looks pretty small. It's like, sod it, that'll do. It's practically like a long sideboard bed. And yeah, so we eventually got sorted, kept 1 loaf on there, got my vehicle spare parts packed on the trailer, and we're towing the next loaf. See, that super mud section there, I abandoned that trailer. I think that was the first night when I was exploring. And yeah, that was just horrifically slow as well. This is why I don't necessarily want to keep using this train track, but I just don't see the point in going the other way, to be honest. Again, not because it's more difficult, I'd say, it's just squeeze the trigger, watch yourself go half a mile an hour, and 5 or 10 minutes later you'll appear where I am now. That just took me 30 seconds to a minute going that way. So yeah, now I've got to cut through the train station. You kind of see I've drawn a line, like there is a road to loop round the long way, but right now I'm eyeballing that little gap along the edge of the train station. I'm going for it. To be honest, worked out pretty nice. There's easily plenty of room to squeeze down. Definitely what she said. And yeah, I can cut across. Like I said, I've already built this bridge that I'm coming up to, so if you haven't already done, I can't remember if it is called wooden, I think it is wooden bridge, I think the other one's broken bridge. Yeah, you need 2 wooden planks. In theory, you could do this if you wanted to go and get 2 wooden planks first. Obviously I'd need to remove my loaf to fit them on, and then I'll need repair points, so kind of can't win either way really. Just pausing there for a second, possible thumbnail action. For some reason, when I do thumbnails on this game, like as you might notice on YouTube, they end up coming out at like 360p or whatever it is. They're just horrifically non-HD or anything. And then yeah, that's why I keep leaving like the titles of the videos in the video, because then if that happens I can screenshot the title and go into YouTube Studios and update it for something that looks like it was made in this century. And yeah, back around here there you can see the Kodiak C70. Oh yeah, I've also got to drop the vehicle spare parts off. And fortunately, yeah, I'm glad I did bring 2 loaves in the end, because as you're about to see, does it say in the top corner? I think it's 224, and you've got to get it to 550, so you need 326 repair points. And as you can see, I've just drained all my points from the first loaf, and yeah, I'm still 26 points shy. I believe, is it the trailer has more points than the add-on, so like if you brought a maintenance trailer, I believe you get 350 repair points on that, so a trailer would actually be enough in this case. But yeah, then I'd have to have some kind of sideboard for the vehicle spare parts, and then I wouldn't have a crane. So it's one of them, it's just one of those missions where you kind of mix and match and muddle or whatever. In the end, yeah, I think that was the best option, just to bring a trailer, 2 lots of loaves. I've got plenty of fuel. Funnily enough though, when I just completed it then, it didn't bring up anything saying mission complete, it just did a little bit of music, skipped to like the next mission in the top right hand corner, and that was it. So it didn't even tell me what I got paid or anything. I won a Kodiak C70, which is pretty cool I suppose. I'll admit, they're not particularly in high demand, but it's an early game truck, so for what it is, it's actually I think a pretty decent truck. I never had amazingly high expectations from it because it was a pretty early game truck. So yeah, maybe I'll have to get it upgraded and bring it out. Tried to reverse the trailer, things like an anchor still, and then it starts moving itself back for some reason. But yeah, anyway, like I say, that's about it for today. It was just a little messing around one that actually went relatively okay. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.